Happy New Year, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. For those of you who are new to the channel, the whole goal of this channel is to stop anybody from going to prison or either entering the graveyard. Today's video is going to be about generational tendencies / curses. Now, a generational tendency is normally something that's good. Now, take, for instance, the holidays. They have 3 sons that's in the NBA at the same time. Now, you know the word on the streets is, it's just as hard to make the NBA as it is to hit the lottery. So with that being said, this family has hit the lottery 3 times. So I wouldn't call that by luck or by chance. I would call that a generational tendency. Another example is the Mannings. Now, you know the father and the 2 sons was #1 quarterbacks in the NFL. I wouldn't call that by chance. I would call that a generational tendency. Now, generational curses are normally something that is negative. Now, take my family, for instance. One side of my family has a group of men who all has records. They all either been to jail or to prison. Now, that ain't by chance. I would say that's a generational curse. When all of the males in your family end up getting in some type of trouble with the law, I would call that a generational curse. I know a lot of y'all saying, hey, man, you know, you're a black male, and chances are black men normally ends up with records. Well, that's not true all the time, because the other side of my family, nobody has went to prison. You know, and we all growed up in the same city. We ate the same food, went to the same schools. And it's not by chance that one side of my family tends to get in a whole lot of trouble and the other side is strictly clean. I would call that a generational curse. Now there's a saying that says, if you don't know where you're from, then you don't know where you're going. Now, it's all kind of generational curses. Now, one of them is drugs. Now, I know a few families to where the mass majority of the family members are heavily on drugs. And if you look around your neighborhood, you probably can see a few families that you can relate to this with. Now, another big one is sex. Sex can be a generational curse as well. I remember one time I was dating this young girl. I actually met her in the club. She was winking at me in the club. So, you know, went over, talked to her, got her name and number. And the next day, I went over to her house. Well, when I got there, her sister was winking the same way. Her mama was winking the same way. And I was like, dog, this family full of nothing but freaks. You know what I mean? But I didn't understand it at the time, but I know what it is now. It's a generational curse. Now, I'm not going to tell y'all how that story ended, but what I will tell you is it wasn't good. Now, on a positive note, generational curses can be broken. But you got to first realize that there's a generational curse that exists. Once you realize that, the best way to approach it is to confront your family members with it. What I did was, once I sat back and realized, it's like, man, all of us going in and out of jails and prisons, I brought it up to a couple of my uncles at one little get-together family reunion type of thing we had going on. So I brought a couple of my older uncles over and I was talking to them and I was like, man, have y'all ever noticed that all of us got a record, or all of us either been to jail or prisons? You know, they went to scratching their heads like they didn't understand what I was saying, but then they went to think like, yeah, man, you right. I'm like, man, gee whiz, y'all 50 and 60 years old, ain't nobody ever thought about this. But now that we see it, it's time to break it. Hey, man, I challenge everybody to help our younger generations, our cousins and our nephews, not to go down that same path and eat off that same spoiled apple that we ate off of. You know, and you'll be surprised how many of your family members to get behind you on this. You know, so now that's how you break a generational curse. You have to realize it's there, then you have to confront it. You know, you can't just take yourself out of it, because that's not good enough. You have to save your family members too. You have to hit your family members on what you have learned. So if you learn anything from this video, please take it to your family and try to break any curse you feel like exists amongst your family members. My name is Ellis Curry and I'm with Cuts, and thank you for watching this video. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing below, and I'm out. Peace.